Hey guys, it is me again. About forgot where I was going, guys. Today is Tuesday, November the 20th. That makes it day 325 on our Daily Bread Project 2012. Guys, I'm so glad I'm actually getting to be here 2 nights in a row. It really feels good. I shouldn't be as late as I am tonight, guys, considering I've not done anything this evening. I didn't even work out this evening. And it kind of bums me out because, because of Thanksgiving and everything coming up. We normally work out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I know we're already going to get to miss Thursday, so I didn't really want to miss today. But my buddy called, and he's getting sick. He started feeling bad yesterday, and he's been running a fever today, and he went ahead and worked, and he thought he was going to get better at work, but he had to. They give him some work to do today, and he had to do it outside. And he said, just kind of being out in that cold air this morning finished him off. He called me this evening on his way home from work, and he did. He sounded awful and said he felt awful and had a fever. So anyway, we didn't get to work out, so that's what he said. He's going to his mom's. She lives away from here. She lives in more or less central Kentucky. I guess you would call it central Kentucky. But anyway, he's going to her house for Thanksgiving, and he said he would be back here either Thursday night or Friday sometime. So we're just planning on when he gets back, working out. I guess, missing a few days is not really going to, that's what I was telling Dad today. I said, I don't like really missing any workouts, but I guess missing a workout or two, you're not going to go backwards a whole big bunch. So anyway, what I was getting at, guys, I know I shouldn't be here late because I ain't did nothing this evening hardly, but you know how that goes sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to make yourself do stuff. But anyway, guys, I don't really have any jibber jabber to speak of this evening.
Scan has been completed.
Got antivirus running on my computer, guys. I don't know what's wrong with it. That's what I was getting at last night at the end of the video. It's just like this computer, guys. It's acting. Well, it's not acting as bad as this computer. But what I'm saying is that computer, it's starting to act funny. I tell you, I can be watching YouTube videos, guys, and all of a sudden it will pop up, and it will pop up ads for, like, what is it? The Lord of something. It's some kind of game, some kind of role-playing game. Ads will pop up, and you'll click it off, and another one will pop up, and it's never done that before. And I know that's usually a sign of a virus, and it's you can click on a page to open it up, and it lags a few seconds, and it used to didn't do that. But like I said, I've run malware, anti-malware bites on it. I just got done finished running a complete. I did a quick scan last night, a quick Avast antivirus scan. But I said I'm doing a full one today. But I bet you $1 doing that full scan just finished. I bet it comes up and says no viruses. So I don't know. It has to have something wrong with it. So that's what I was getting at last night. If you guys have got any hints or tips, it seemed like I had a friend say once that if you would boot your computer up in safe mode and you would run your anti-malware and your antivirus stuff on it in safe mode, that it would find more viruses sometimes. I mean, is that kind of right? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, guys, if any of y'all got any ideas to kind of help me, because, the funny thing is the only computer I've got that is not acting funny now is my laptop at work. And it gets thrown around and beat around and dust and dirty more than any of them. Which I know that don't have anything to do with viruses or anything like that, but I don't know. It's just, I figured that one would go down before these other ones. But anyway, guys, like I said, if y'all got any ideas or tips or something I can do to try to find the virus or whatever's wrong with it, I would appreciate it. So having said that, guys, normal stuff, just continue to pray for me. Pray for the church, for my family, for my business. This is Tuesday night, guys. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we're sending that God-forsaken, devil-possessed bunch that bought my property tax. We're sending them their money tomorrow, or at least the biggest hunk of it. We can't send all of it right now, but at least they did agree to take a $4,000 payment and then they would take the rest. I think we got to pay them at least $1,200, and we've got to pay them the other. We've got to pay them $600. I think January the 15th or something like that, and then $600 February the 15th or something like that. The dates may not be right, but anyway, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still having a hard time with that. I mean, I thank the Lord that we've been able to come up with the money. You know, we've had to do some things, rearrange some things, and as the old saying goes, beg, borrow, and steal to get the money. But I'm glad the Lord's let us get it. But you know, it destroys me that people can do stuff like that to you legally. You know, that the government will let them do it. You know, I don't know. You know, like I've said before, I think if that is legal, they should have parameters set on how much interest you can charge, how long you can wait before you let the people know. You know, we had our property tax bought 4 or 5 years ago by a bunch, you know, an old property tax. And I think they give about $1,200 or $1,300 for it. But they charged us like $1,700 or $1,800. You know, that's not too bad. You know, they made them $500 or $600 and went on. You know, this bunch, which I don't know exactly what they give for it, but I'm assuming less than $2,000, even with the penalties and interest on it. You know, they'd give less than $2,000 for this, and they're charging me $5,200. I mean, you know, I think they should have limitations set on how much they can charge you. I don't know. Anyway, guys, just pray for me that, I mean, it bothers me, but just pray for me that I can get over it. Like I told Dad yesterday. I mean, Dad was talking about it, and Dad said, you know, I hate to send them that money. And I said, well, I do too. I said, but the thing about it is, if we let it bother us too much, then we're being greedy and we love money just like they do, you know. I mean, they're the ones that if they don't change their ways, are going to end up wind up in hell over it. So, you know, we can't be like them. So, pray for me, guys, and pray for those people. So, let's get on to our business tonight, guys. James chapter 4, starting at verse 11. Here we go. Do not speak evil against one another, brothers. The one who speaks against a brother or judges his brother speaks evil against the law and judges the law. But if you judge the law, and my computer's trying to get crazy, guys. But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge. There is only one lawgiver and judge, he who is able to save and destroy. But who are you to judge your neighbor? My screen froze on me, guys. You're going to have trouble reading it. Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go into such and such a town and spend a year there and trade and make a profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that. And you know, guys, this reminds me just like of the people I'm talking about here. You know, these people, from what I've heard and what I've read and what Dad has talked to them, this guy that done this on our property tax, he's a lawyer in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. There, it's in northern Kentucky. Owns a law firm, and I guess this is what he does to make extra money. But that's the thing about it, that what I'm trying to get at, people like that, just like this is talking about here, you know, life is a vapor, it's a mist, it's a vapor. People get so caught up in trying to make money. And usually the ones like this, I mean, you know, if this guy owns a law firm, he's not hurting for money anyway. You know, it's the people that have already got plenty of money that kill themselves, that destroy their souls trying to make more money. And I'm not just talking about the money deal here, guys. That's what he's talking about here. He's saying you're foolish if you say, well, we're going to go do this, and we're going to be here a year, and we're going to do this. We're going to build our 401k up to this, and we're going to have this much money when we retire. Basically, James is saying you're a fool to say that, because you don't know. You may not wake up tomorrow. He said, even if you're going to say anything, he said, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and we will do this or that. My aunt, my dad's sister, I can remember her always saying that. Every time you would say something, she'd say, now you need to say, if the Lord willing, you know, Lord willing, if the Lord wills it. You know, and that's the truth. You know, not just say it, but think it and believe it. Because that's the truth, guys. Everything we do, every breath we take, every step we make, is only if God allows it and He wills it. As it is, you boast in your arrogance, he's saying in verse 16. All such boasting is evil. So whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is sin. Let's go ahead and go into chapter 5, guys. It says, come now, you rich, weep and howl for the miseries that are coming upon you. And guys, I'll be honest, I forgot about this. I forgot about this verse 1 saying this, and well, verse 2 and 3 and going on here. But this is fitting exactly what I'm talking about with these people. Guys, there's a guy here in our county, and I'm not going to mention his name. I know his name. Me and Dad was talking about it the other day, who has started doing this property tax buying deal. You know, buying people's delinquent property taxes, charging big exorbitant, you know, interest on it. And you know, me and Dad was talking, and of course, yeah, he's a guy that's already got money. His family's got money. He don't need to do this. You know, they just do it because they're greedy, because they're possessed by the devil, and they want more and more and more. But we were talking about that. I think what these people did, being in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky here, I wouldn't even do it in my home state. Because, you know, me and Dad figured it's like 3 to 4 hours drive from here to there. You start pushing a man up against the wall hard enough, like me and Dad said today. I was saying that. I said, you know, you put up a man up against the wall. And Dad finished my sentence. And he said, yeah, sometimes that man will push that wall back down on you. I said, yeah. You know, right now times are getting tough around here, guys. You know, you got coal miners that are not working. You got people that are not making any money. And they get a big letter in the mail saying, this fool has bought my property tax, and he's charging me all this extra money, and if I don't pay it, he's going to take my house. I mean, you start doing that to people, they will come and they will hunt you down. You take a man that's got nothing left to lose, or at least if he thinks he's got nothing left to lose, he don't care what he does. And we were talking about how really dangerous that is, and especially this guy in this county that's doing it, how stupid it was. That, you know, he's even buying people's property tax in his own county. You know, people can be in his house at his house in a few minutes, and we were talking about really how crazy that was. But guys, they get deluded from the money. I mean, that's what it is. And James is saying here, he's saying, come now, you rich, weep and howl for the miseries that are coming upon you. He's saying, if you knew what was coming upon you, basically, if you knew what was coming because of you being rich, because of you loving money, you would weep and you would howl. Your riches have rotted, verse 2, and your garments are moth-eaten. He's saying everything that you're working for is going to be gone anyway. Your gold and silver have corroded, and the corrosion will be evidence against you, and will eat your flesh like fire. You have laid up treasure in the last days. We'll read this one more, guys, and we'll quit. Behold, the wages of the laborers who mowed your fields, which you kept back by fraud, are crying out against you, and the cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of the Lord of hosts. You know, guys, I always wondered. There's where we're going to stop. I got to hurry, guys. I didn't want this to be as long. I've always wondered, if just taking advantage of somebody. I've always wondered that if taking advantage of somebody to make money, even if it's legal, even if it's not against the law, I've always wondered that. You know, would that be considered a sin in God's eyes? And of course, we can see here by reading this, it is. It's talking about by treating people wrong, talking about keeping back by fraud. You know, the wages of, you know, basically a rich person taking advantage of a poor person. You know, I've thought about that before with one of the rich guys we got around here, and I would say he's one of the richest men in Kentucky. He would have to be. He owns like 200 and some gas stations all over Kentucky. You know, he owns everything basically. He owns half the county probably. But I've wondered, like in times that I've seen him jack gas up for no reason, just because I guess he wanted to make an extra 100,000 that day, or $500,000 that day, or whatever he was going to make. And I've always wondered that, you know, just taking advantage of people. You know, is that a sin to God? You know, even though let's say the laws of the land say you can do it. You know, just like with this property tax deal. You know, even the law of the land, Kentucky's law says you can do it. But just because the laws of the land say you can do it, don't mean that God approves of it. And that's what we're seeing right here. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Thanks for being here. As always, if you need anything, let me know. Guys, good Lord willing, I'll be back here tomorrow night. Until I see you all again, good night, and God bless.